Can you believe you can make over 55.8 million in less than 7 months in profit with cabbage farming? Keep watching and I'll show you how. I've shared about a number of businesses over the years on this channel, from poultry farming to layers, broilers. Now I bring you cabbage farming, a vegetable that will make you lots and lots of money in a very short time. But of course, just like any other business, it has its challenges, but stick with me. Let's run through this particular business and see how exciting it is. Cabbages take about 80 days from the time of planting to harvest. However, for the best results in this particular sort of farming, you want to space out your farming in the sense that you're able to harvest over a longer period of time, and you also don't run into a situation where you have a lot of cabbages or a lot of harvest and without market, because then that will be bad for business financially. In this plan, we break down the farming into a space of 3 batches, so basically spread over 3 months. Let's say your first batch of planting would be March, so your next batch of planting would be next month, April and May. So what this means is that in July or June, this is 3 months from now, 80 days, that's about 3.5 months. So this is 3 months. If we're looking at June, that would be your first harvest for the first batch that you put in. And then the second month of July, you would be now harvesting the second batch. And August, then you would be harvesting the last batch. So what this does for you is it spreads your harvest over a period of time, which also helps you manage your market in sense of you don't have a lot of product without where to sell it. Other major thing that you need to think about when it comes to cabbage farming is you need to be clear of the rainy seasons in your area, particularly in Uganda. Uganda has 2 rainy seasons, so you really don't want to be planting around the rainy seasons. You want to be harvesting before the rainy seasons come in. And also in a year, in this particular plan that I'm giving you, in a year you're actually only doing one cycle in a year. So if we say we're doing the 3 months starting March, you'd only be planting for March, April and May, harvesting through June, July and August, and that's it. So you'd have now to do another sort of crop rotation, so where you'd probably put in another vegetable or something else on the land, sort of like keep the soil fertility up. Because if you do that, if you put cabbages after cabbages, it's going to affect your yield, or how much you'll be able to, get from your farm. Averagely on an acre of land, you'd be able to get anywhere between 19,000 to 40,000 cabbage heads. Now again, this depends on the variety of the cabbage that you grow and the spacing, obviously. But worst case scenario, you shouldn't be getting anywhere less than 15,000 cabbage heads. Now that will be a bad yield. And again, this comes down to the numbers. If your yield is low, this affects your profitability in a very, very big way. Currently, the average price of a cabbage head is anywhere about 800 shillings, 800 Uganda shillings. The lowest it will probably go will be about 500 Uganda shillings. Anywhere less than that, that's very bad for your business. And in this cabbage farming business, the biggest cost drivers that you're going to face would be the pesticides and fertilizers. The other cost that you need to look at would be the water irrigation system and the water. Usually a water pump, as long as you have a water source where you're able to dig up like a big trench, a big water reservoir. Using a water pump, you'd be able to spread up on 4 acres of land, even 10. You'd also be able to do the trenches where you're able to put water once and it actually runs down the garden, depending on the setup of your garden. If it's on a hill, if it's on a flat area, those are some of the things that you could look at that will reduce your cost in terms of irrigation. But yeah, back to the numbers, your biggest cost drivers would be the pesticides, fertilizers and irrigation. Those are the 3 major cost drivers that you would need to think about. Now, using our case study, the farm I visited in Hoima was 4.5 acres. But in this particular plan that we put together, we're looking at a case study of 4 acres in your first year, then you grow to 10 acres in the second year and maintain the 10 acres in the third year. This is the assumption that the first year is your learning year, and from there you're able now to, scale it up a little bit and do the 10 acres. Anyway, so for the first year, for 4 acres of land with cabbages, and in my numbers you will see, we took an assumption that you're not buying the land, you're actually renting the land. So the costs are all there in the numbers, you'll be able to look at them. But averagely, if you're renting out the land at say 250,000 per acre a year, you'd then be able to make over 55.8 million Uganda shillings in the first year before taxes. I'm not going to get into the whole tax discussion. This is not about that. When you get the plan, you'll both see all that and break it down for yourself. So in the first year, you'll be looking at a profitability of 55.8 million Uganda shillings, with the second year growing to 154 million Uganda shillings in 7 months. The other period, you could actually do other businesses on that piece of land, right? But this is specifically about the cabbage farming. So in your third year, you'd still average about 151 million Uganda shillings in profitability. I've taken out all the costs, all the running costs, operation costs, the fertilizer costs, everything out. That is the profit that you're looking at. Unbelievable, right? I have visited, I have reviewed, I have looked at a number of businesses, and the numbers that the cabbage business, cabbage farming actually shows, these are very amazing numbers. But again, just like any other businesses, there are challenges there. Challenges like pests. Cabbages tend to get attacked higher than most of the other crops that you'd probably grow. So one of the things you'd have to take great care of is obviously the pests and the diseases that attack the cabbages, and then obviously the market, the price on the market. I'll give you a simple example. Look at it this way. In my numbers, the 55.8 in the first year and the 154, 151 in the second and third year respectively, we took an assumption that the market price would stay averagely the same at 800 Uganda shillings. But if that price drops to 500 Uganda shillings, now that would actually affect your business so bad. Your profitability would drop by 50%, over 50%, not even 50%, over 50%. So your profitability in the first year, which we looked at as 55.8 million, would actually drop to just 19 million, right? And in the second year, you'd be looking at 64 million, and the third year at 61 million. Just like any business, the things that you need to look at critically when you get into cabbage farming would be making sure that you manage the pests on your farm, you manage the production of your farm. You really don't want to get anything less than 20,000 cabbage heads per acre. And you also need to manage the market. Not really manage the market, you just have to pray to God that by the time your harvest is ready, the market price has not gone anywhere below 800 Uganda shillings, because then is when you're going to be at profit. But if the market price goes anything lower than that, then your profitability will definitely drop. Yeah, so it's a very exciting business. I had an opportunity to visit a farm in Hoima. Let's just hear what Milton, one of the owners of the farm, had to say.
But the reason why we chose cabbage has got a lot of market, and few farmers do cabbage. So we decided to do cabbage for better future. Yeah, diseases are there, but still we are fighters, as I told you. If a cabbage can die on day one, even it can die in the nursery bed. Yeah, so if you're a fighter, this is where we are right now. We are 2 weeks to go.
2 weeks to go?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So it has been not an easy road to reach.
And that's it. That's cabbage farming for you. The plan is available for you. Just follow the link down in the description. Click it, go check it out. Run through the numbers, see if it's a business that you would be interested in. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to engage. Use the comment section below. Hit me up, let me know. Let's have a conversation and let's see how we can help each other. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you're able to be notified on any of my upcoming videos. And if you find this video valuable, hit the like button so that YouTube is able to actually share this video with many more viewers just like you. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you on my next one.